Alright, let's look at storage. We've got all kinds of different options. Let me explain what I've done here. I got a whole bunch of change here, a whole bunch of rolls, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. I've gone through them. Over here you can see some pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters that I picked out. Now, the way this works, you can see the desk. I mean, it's a disaster. Look at that. I want to get this stuff over here out of the way because I got another project coming. Now I know I want to go through this, so let's put it into something so I can get to it later. Now the fastest way I know is use a Ziploc bag. They're got a whole lot of volume. I've got 1 billion of them. You get a bag of them or a box of them rather, for a couple, $3. Get the big quart size. I get a real handy zipper on there. You can get in, you can get out, you can close them up, you can seal them, keeps the spiders out of them. That's pretty important around here. You can label them, for example. Here, a whole bunch of items I picked out of other rolls. Really, I do intend to get to this one day, but right now, I'll put it right up here. I go through wheat bags. I'm going to sort them by year. I don't get to them all the time immediately, but I'll get to them eventually. Here I've got, a whole bunch of 1957s, a whole bunch of 1956s, and I can reuse those bags once I've gone through them. Let me get this out of the way and we'll show you some more things here. Okay, I want to store some bulk. The bags are okay. You can do cups, but I've knocked these over and it's just a hell of a mess. Don't do it. Use something with a container with a lid. There's nothing wrong with the coffee cans, jars. People have been using them for 100 years. There's rolls. Now I can use the rolls that the coins come out of. Alright, that's all well and good. There's 100 or 50 picks that I can put right in there. I can write on it whatever it is. You can pick up wrappers by the case here. There's 1,000 in here. And you can store them in there. They're neat, they're tidy, fairly inexpensive. This is $6 per 1,000. You can get those on eBay real easy. But once I've gone through the bulk and I start to sort it into individual coins, again, we've got a whole lot of options. Let's take a look at this here. I've got 2x2. Now these are standard cardboard. It's called a carding your coin. It's a Mylar flip. You get a Mylar piece of plastic in there. Put a couple of staples in there. It's going to hold your coin. You can write on it. Over here I've got a 1955 with some die chips. Alright, if you don't want to write directly on this, you can write on some labels, which are under the pile here. These are available at Home Depot, or not Home Depot, Office Depot, for example. No, that's the directions. There we go. And you write on them. They'll peel off. You can stick them on your 2x2. You can get them off your finger. And you've got an instant label. You don't like it, you want to sell it, you got some information there you don't need. Oh, they peel off real easy. See how easy that is? Look at that. Works every time. There you go. Don't bother using those again. Those are $3. You get 1,000 of them or so. Alrighty. Now, if you don't like the cardboard, because they have staples in them, and you don't want to have a staple near a $20 coin. And if you see this all right, let me get the light on there. This is what you call a flip, or a safe flip, or a vinyl flip. There's all kinds of different means and methods of making these, but you've got an inert plastic, effectively, with a couple of pockets in there. So you can put a coin in one side, on the other side. They'll come with little cards you can put in there. Or you can just chop up a piece of paper, put all your identifying information in there, close it shut. You want to send it in the mail, put a piece of tape on it, you got no staples to worry about. That's 2 inches by 2 inches. It works great. They're smaller sizes. This is 1.5 inches. Same idea, just different size. Take your coin, slide it in. If you can find the side that's open. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. Bring it down to the bottom. And that's it. You can see both sides. That's a great advantage to this. These will run you anywhere from $2 for 100 if you get them, a good price on them, to say $5 or $6 per 100 if you got to have them delivered in the mail. The plastic, the vinyl flips, those run a little bit more, probably 5 or 6 cents a piece. I know, $6-8 per 100. The smaller ones are a little bit cheaper. Standard size is 2x2. You can do about anything. Then you've got the darn things. You got to, keep these organized. So you got boxes. All right, you can line them right up here. Take a piece of cardboard, cut it long. Now you can say, oh, this is where I got my 2 centers. So I got 1 cent back here. What do we got here? 1906. Oh, that's an Indian penny. Can you see anything on that? How are we looking? There you go. But I have these sorted by year. Here's a, I don't know, 1915D. Here's a 1919. All right, goes right great. There's a couple of proofs. You can see them in the plastic. You can store a couple of them in there instead of just 1 or 2. Instead of just one. Let's see. Here we got a die crack on a 2015. But the boxes are handy. Again, they're a couple of bucks a piece. They come 2-piece, so one will go on top of the other and close it up. Real handy. But if you're just going to stick them on a shelf, you can make your own box. That's a U.S. Postal Service box. I did another video, just watch that. And you can build as many of these as you like. You stack them up on a shelf, just line them right up, and you're in business. You can use them for storing, your cardboard flips. Now let's see, we have over here, we have some folders. All right, this is Lincoln Cents from 1909 to 1940. These will come in with the date already labeled on there. They're easy to get to. But the problem here, you only can see one side at a time. All right, well, you can pop the darn things out, put something else in, move it to a different location. If you're able to record what you have in the book, that's pretty handy. This is book number 17, and I have a spreadsheet that will tell me exactly what I have in there. You want to take a look at some other albums or folders. And there's all kinds of styles out here. This is who made that one? Treat. Okay, that one was kind of empty. I'm working on this one, but it's got a 4-page fold out instead of 1, and that'll take you from 1909 here to 1980 or so. Alrighty, folds up nice and pretty. Let's see, different styles. This is an H.E. Harris. These are a little bit cheaper than the blue one you saw earlier. Okay, that's a Whitman Folder. They're about $3, $4 a piece. You buy a bunch, you can get it to $2.50, which is great. But something like this, you're gonna fit 90 coins for $3. What are you looking at? 3 cents per coin. That actually is half the price of the vinyl flips, and competes pretty well with these. But with this, the cardboard staple, you want to get that penny out. Well, you throw away your holder. Something like this is reusable. The vinyl, that's reusable. Let's see what we got. Here's one. It's Jefferson Nichols, another style. This is the Meg Rig. I don't know who makes this one. There we go. Oh, it's Whitman. That's from like 1950s or something. But some of these older coins, older albums, they've got some sticky on the back. Well, if it's all dried up, it's great, but sometimes the pennies fall out. I'll just stick it in here for now. Close that back up. Alright, let's figure out how to close it back up. I think that's the way. Now, you get into some other types of folders, but they step up to an album. Now, these are real nice. This is a Dansko. This is just a blank cents. Every one of these is some type of variety, so I'm just filling it up. You can get these used for, $10, right? You get 4 or 5 pages in there. Now the cost per unit, you're down around 2 cents a piece at this point. It's really not too bad, but you're able to see both sides of the coin. You got all these covers that will slide out, if you can see that all right. There we go. You can get your penny out, just take out both sides, push it through, and these work great. There's all kinds of styles, of course. Whitman has some. I like to show this one off because they're all full. Same idea. just their own presentation here. You get all the coins from a whole set all the way up. And if you're doing, you know, sets, that's a great way to do it. And I love it when they're full. Another style. This one's nice because you have these little steel brackets on the corners, which is going to keep it from getting dog-eared over time. Now, if you don't want to put them in the books that are pre-made because you have your own style of collection, you can use the 2x2s, either vinyl or cardboard, and put them in the pages. Now they got these pocket pages. Which way is up? This way is up. Well, you gotta wiggle it just a bit, and your coin, whatever's in there, is going to fit nicely in those pockets. They come in 20 per page. For the smaller size, where'd that one go? The smaller size, they have different sizes on these pages, but 20 is a pretty good size. That'll work out great. But now, using the pages, you can put together a binder, just a regular loose leaf binder. Print up a cover if you like, doesn't matter. And your pages will go in here nicely. That you're able to set up, instead of using what the publishing company produces, you know, this is the order they have, you can set up your own. So you're able to include proofs, varieties, errors that you find. Oh, let's see. I've got proofs in the back here, for example. I'm able to add in. Here we go. That's no problem at all. Nope, there's some. But I can keep on adding to this as I keep making more pennies. If I don't have it yet, I can put in a piece of scrap paper just to act as a filler. But some of these albums, well, they get to the end date, that's the end of them. There's no continuing that collection. This one goes to 1974, for example. Now with this, I can just keep on adding more pages, change it around any format, any style I want. If I just want, you know, P's or D's or S mints, I could just use that. If all I want is, you know, just the years, one for each year, regardless of the mint mark, I can custom design this to whatever my needs are. And the little ones will fall out of the big holes. But those work pretty darn well. There's a lot of options out there. Just take a look. Visit some coin collecting sites, you know, where they have these coin supplies. And there's something for just about any need you can imagine. And thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for more.